eggs, baking powder, flour, salt, vanilla extract, and some sugar. Large bowl, egg beater, parchment paper, baking tray, medium bowl. Heavy whipping cream, powdered sugar, instant coffee. Lint-free towel and a cooling rack. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how I make my jelly roll or Swiss roll, some people call it. Either way, doesn't matter. So we have two bowls, one big and one medium. So we're gonna separate our eggs first. So 4 eggs. I'll put all the recipe, measurement, all that stuff down below. So I'm gonna just put the whites in my large bowl and then yolk in my medium bowl. So my eggs are a little bit, well, not a little bit, but they are very different in color. I almost messed up the separation on this one. Yeah, I might did the yolk, it just kind of fell apart. So I'm gonna need another egg white. My eggs are brown, but in the picture it's white because you know why? This is my second time making these. I accidentally deleted the video, the first Swiss roll. I thought I had downloaded into my computer, but I guess not, and I didn't realize it until after I delete the video from my camera. So this is the second time me making this Swiss roll, and this time I will not delete anything until I finish editing. That's my thing now. Technically you just need 4 eggs. I did 5 because my first egg messed up. So we just need 4 egg whites and 4 egg yolk. So this is the extra egg yolk. So I guess I'll put the egg yolk on the side and I'll put it in my, I don't know, stir fry. We're gonna work on the egg white. So get your weapon and start beating. While you're beating, have your sugar, your white sugar, on the side, because when we beat, while we're beating the egg whites, like after a minute or two, we're gonna slowly add the sugar in there. Just sprinkle a little bit, not all of it. I would say just half of the sugar. So you'll see when it becomes this kind of foamy, bubbly looking mixture, that's when you can start adding sugar. Okay, they're done. See, you want your egg whites to have this unbeatable stiff peak texture. Yeah, when you shake your beater, your weapon, the eggs will not give up, will not fall over, will not bow to anyone. See? Okay, just kidding. Come on, let's go. Alright, so we're gonna set the egg whites aside. Preheat your oven to 375 about right now. Here's the egg yolks. So what we're gonna do, the remaining of the sugar that you have left over, just dump the whole thing there. And we need vanilla extract. Okay, just a splash. If you want to measure, sure, 1 teaspoon. And then we're gonna beat. So I forgot to mention this. You're gonna beat this egg yolk until a little bit pale. So right now it's halfway through. I would say a little bit more time. I would say this one can go about another 2 minutes, 1.5, 2 minutes. Alright, so this is good. You need a sieve. Okay, I forgot to put that in the picture thing, but you need a sieve to sieve your flour and other ingredients. So, actually, why did I take this apart? Oh. Okay, pretend nothing happened. Oh shit. We got our flour. So if you're doing this at home, you don't have to like put them in a separate little dish and stuff. So I just want to show you guys. So that's the flour, all-purpose flour, baking powder, and salt. Okay. So if you're at home, if you're making these, you don't have to separate them. You can just put flour, baking powder, salt in one dish, one bowl, one whatever, and just dump the whole thing in there and sieve. Get your spatula. You're just gonna mix the ingredients. So you want to mix until you don't see the flour anymore. You don't want to over mix, you don't want to under mix. So the moment that you see that all the flour kind of disappear, that's when you stop mixing. Okay, you can fold, you can mix, whatever, just make the flour go away. Okay, that's good enough. I don't see the flour anymore, and we're gonna bring the egg whites over here. Okay, so egg whites, what we're gonna do is we're gonna scoop, I would say half a cup. Oh shoot, you can't even see. So scoop half a cup of the egg whites and just plop it in there. Ooh, look at that fluffy. Put the egg whites on the side, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold. You can be rough with this one because all you're trying to do is trying to incorporate the egg whites in the egg yolk, make it all fluffy and beautiful. Okay. So you can see the fluffiness. Have you guys made macaron before? The figure 8. I'll show you. So if you go like this, basically basically what you're doing is you're trying to determine if your mixture is good enough if you're making macaron. Of course, this is not a mixture for macaron, but you get the point. Figure 8. So you write an A and see that the mixture will disappear into the mixture. Okay, anyways, we're not making macarons today. We're making Swissie roll. Okay, so now the hole that you have there, I usually just pour my egg yolk mixture in that hole there, so that way it doesn't deflate all the egg whites around it. Now this part you have to be easy and slow, not slow, but you have to be easy, like don't be rough with it. Okay, so we're gonna fold, scoop down and over, scoop down and over like this. You're gonna do this until you don't see the egg whites. So it might take some time, but it's not gonna take a long time. It only takes you about maybe 3 minutes max. So you don't want a lot. If you see a lot, continue mix or fold, I should say. But if you see like 1 or 2 here and there, it's fine. It's not gonna make a big deal of. But if it's bothering you, go ahead and still continue to fold until you don't see them anymore. So it's bothering me, so I'm gonna gone. Look how fluffy it is. How fluffy it is. So satisfying. Look. Alright, you're gonna bring your tray over. I'm using the disposable one because I'm too lazy to do dishes and all that, because I already got all the other dishes to do. So one less thing to wash for me. So you line it with parchment paper and make sure you line the sides, you know, the sides, all 4 sides. And we're gonna pour the batter in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure it's all even. So just slowly, you don't want to deflate it, like slowly just push them to the corner. Okay, so this is what they look like once you have it all spread out in the baking pan. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're gonna try to make it as flat, as even as possible. So it doesn't have to be like 100%, you know, perfect. You're not making a driveway, so this is not a cement, so it doesn't have to be all that perfect. So I'm doing this by myself, so I want to put mine onto a baking tray, so that way when I take it out or when I put it in the oven, it's not all flimsy and stuff, because you know the aluminum disposable kind is kind of flimsy, so it's kind of all over the place, and I'm doing these all by myself, one-handed. Yeah, you can imagine if I don't put a tray, what's gonna happen. Not pretty sight. Anyways, it's time to go in the oven. So put it in the middle rack. So it'll be in there for about 7 to 10 minutes. Now I also want to add or let you guys know that my oven might be different than your oven. So my oven is gonna take roughly about 7 to 10 minutes, 375 Fahrenheit. So you can test it out on your oven. Your oven might take longer, might take less time. So the good thing to do is to, you know, halfway, I would say about 5 to 6 minutes into baking, you want to stick a toothpick into your cake. And then if your toothpick comes out clean, then you're done. Take your cake out. If your toothpick comes out a little bit wet, leave it in for another minute or 2, and they should be done by then. If you want to do a toothpick check, you can. So as long as your toothpick comes out clean, then you're done. Go to the next step. Okay, so the next step, you get your lint-free towel and your sieve and your powdered sugar. What we're gonna do, we're gonna sprinkle the powdered sugar through a sieve, of course, because you know powdered sugar, they're all clumpy.
There's a big clump.
I'll say maybe half a cup, kind of coat. Not coat, but cover. Make sure you cover your lint-free towel. Make sure it's covered really good. You want a good layer on the lint-free towel because we're gonna take the cake out in a minute and then put the cake on this thing. Make it snow, make it snow. So pretty. Look at that. We're gonna take a peek. This is about 4 minutes into the baking. Look at that beauty. Oh, look at that beauty. It's so pretty. So you don't want to leave your oven open too long. I'm gonna close it. So I just want to show you. All right, we're back. I'm gonna take the cake out. You have to look at it really quick. It's so puffy. Look at that. Look at that. So poofy and puffy. It will deflate, so that's why I want you guys to see it before it deflates. And then we're gonna slowly separate the parchment paper and the cake on the edge. Separate the edge. And then I'll show you guys what we do next. So you want to do this while your cake is kind of hot / warm. You don't want to let it cool completely or anything like that. So we're gonna plop the cake onto it just like that, right in the middle. Slowly remove the parchment paper. Still steamy. All right. You can either roll it this way or you can roll it this way. If you roll it this way, you're gonna have like fat, chunky, thick Swiss roll. But if you roll it this way, you're gonna have skinny, long Swiss roll. So I like the fat Swiss roll. So it's up to you, whatever. So the first time you roll, you're gonna roll your towel with it, right? And then you just fold it up and then roll. And you should have something like this, okay? And then you need your rack, cooling rack. Just set it right here and set it on top. And you wait. You want to wait until it's completely cool. Usually it takes about an hour or two. And then we'll be back and we'll make the filling. So now we're gonna make the filling. So you will need heavy cream. So just pour your heavy cream in here. I just eyeball it. If I have extra, I'll just eat it on the side or dip the cake in it. If you have little ones at home, they'll love it. Maybe not with the coffee, depends. We're gonna put coffee, instant coffee. So here's my instant coffee. I use Folgers. You can use whatever brand you want. I just go with the Folgers. One of those instant coffee thing, okay? All right, I need 2 of these. So these are what? A teaspoon each, I think. I'm not sure. I just open and pour in there in the middle of beating my whipped cream. All right, and then we need powdered sugar. This is a cup. You can use more or less, depends on you. If you want a sweet, then go for 1 cup, 1.5 cup, whatever. If you want a little bit, less sweet, then use less. Now I do want to let you know that instant coffee, they are very bitter, so that's why I go with 1 cup. 1 cup usually is good for me for 2 little pack of these instant coffee thing. So it kind of just blend together and work together because you add sweetness and bitterness put it together, let them marinate or let them mingle in the fridge. The next day, perfect couple, perfect mix. Anyways, let's start mixing. So we're gonna mix this on high. We're gonna do mix or beat for about a couple minutes until you see a little foamy, just like how we did with the egg whites. When you see a little bubbly foamy, that's when you start adding your powdered sugar. You don't have to sift your powdered sugar. You can just slowly, you know, sprinkle in, and then until you don't have any more powdered sugar left. Okay, so when you see it creamy, starting to cream up, and then I will just scrape the sides and then add in our instant coffee. So just, you can put both in there at the same time, it's up to you. It doesn't really matter. Or you can just add 1 pack at a time. And then we're gonna continue to beat until stiff peak. I'll come back and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so this is about when you need to stop. So see, so it's kind of like that. So this is your filling. Your filling basically is done. So if you taste the filling right now, it's kind of bitter and not very good taste. Like I said, if you leave it in the fridge, like once you put the filling in your cake, leave your cake in the fridge overnight. The next day, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You don't taste the bitterness anymore. Because the instant coffee dissolved, the powdered sugar kind of worked with the bitterness. So yeah, all right, so the cake is completely cool. I'm gonna just remove it from the rack. The rack on the side, and then we're gonna slowly unwrap the, making a mess. Unwrap the cake. Hopefully it's gonna turn out good and pretty. Sometimes you do get a tear, but it's okay, you know, it's all good. Still edible. I'm making a mess. So sometimes you get a tear here on the outside. This is the outside of the cake, but you're gonna just unroll. So far it looks really good. There's no tear, no damage on the outside. So now we're gonna put the filling in. So take your filling and then just spread it as evenly as possible. Try to stay away from the edge, like right here, because when you roll it, your cake is gonna squeeze. Well, I guess not the cake, when you roll it, you're gonna squeeze all the filling out, and you don't want that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not gonna be a, you know, evenly or beautiful looking. But if look doesn't matter to you, then do whatever you want to do. It's your cake. So just a little bit, don't put too much on the edge. And I think this is good. Okay, I think, I don't know, I'm debating. Should I go for a little bit more? I need a little bit more on the other side. So if you have any leftover fillings, you can just put it on the side. You know, you can eat it like this, or you can dip it in your cake. Once you cut your cake up to eat, you can dip it in. So I'm gonna roll from this side, just like rolling sushi. Okay, give it a little tap tap, squeeze squeeze, and then roll. See how the filling is like pushing towards the edge, and then you can just bring the edge up. Let me stay away from the ceiling light, that way you can see. And then this part right here, you can leave it like that. If it's bothering you, you can just use your spoon, something to scrape it off, but it doesn't bother me. And then you're gonna cover this cake up, leave it in the fridge overnight. All right, your Swiss roll is done. Now you just have to cover this baby up. And then leave it in the fridge overnight, and then slice it tomorrow. Eat it with your coffee, milk, tea, whatever. You know, it's gonna be yummy. We'll be back tomorrow. All right, good morning, good morning. So we are going to cut our cake. So let's get a close up before we cut it. Okay, so this is the close up of the cake. It's beautiful, very soft, very fluffy. Now the end, the first cut or first slice is not always the prettiest, but it's still edible. So here's the back part, and here's the other end. So some people will sprinkle like powdered sugar on here, and some people will put fruit, you know, just on the side or whatever to decorate. I don't feel like I need all that. It's morning, I don't have time, or I don't really want to do all that. Some people get fancy, some people just need like whatever, like me. So anyways, let's get cutting. Okay, let's take a look. So you see, if you have roll it the other way, you know, the long way, your spiral, your center will have more, you'll have more of these circle shape, spiral shape. But since I roll it the short way, the fat, chubby way, so that's the spiral I get. Haha, got my weapon. So let's see. Look how fluffy it is. Oh my goodness. Yum. So here is my breakfast for the day. So if you guys have kids, little ones, or people who don't like coffee flavor, don't want to consume coffee, you don't have to put coffee, instant coffee. You can just not add the instant coffee. So you can just leave the instant coffee out, and then just beat your whipped cream just like that, and then maybe add a little bit of like vanilla extract, and that will be your filling. So Let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.